Oh, the winds down in December blow chilly and cold. But the first days of the season with warmth do unfold. And though the winter days before us number fourscore and 10, may this joy stay to sustain us until it's springtime again. Good morning. Welcome to our very special solstice celebration. Next week on Christmas Eve, we will have two special services, which you'll hear a little bit more about later. I can only tell you that it is worth seeing both of those services. So many people put so much into each of them, the 4 p.m. and the 7 p.m. and they are each unique and wonderful in completely different ways. It's been a joy to see them come together. Today, however, we bring together readings and rituals, poetry, and stories as we honor the dark of the year and as we celebrate the return of the sun's light. So, welcome morn, welcome Yule, welcome winter, welcome the darkness, and welcome the light.
Welcome to the Unitarian Congregation of Westchester and our online worship service. My name is Cheryl Pittenger, and I'm part of the lay leadership in this congregation. We especially want to welcome any visitors to our online service this morning. We hope we will have the chance to get to know you. You can say hello in the comments and go to ucwc.org or send us an email if you'd like more information about our congregation at welcome@ucwc.org or would like to be in touch directly. We hope that you will join us for our online social hour. The link and password are in connections and will be put in the comments in the order of service, and they'll be on the screen at the end of the service. Unitarian Universalism holds that great good comes from wide diversity. So whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever your heritage, and from wherever your beliefs spring, we are pleased that you are here. Let us walk a while together. Please note in your order of service announcements, and you can find them online, but I want to highlight two. One is about our Christmas Eve services. They will be on our regular YouTube channel. The 4 p.m. all ages Christmas radio play will be led by Reverend Dan and Cassie Lengel and will feature families from our congregation. The 7 p.m. candlelight service, to which all ages are also welcome, will feature carols and readings from members of the congregation, produced in our own sanctuary in a completely COVID-safe, socially distant way. This is a wonderful chance to invite friends who may be looking for a Christmas Eve service to come and try out on YouTube. Also, for those attending the Letting Go and Moving On service on December 27th, please remember to bring a small piece of paper and a candle for each member who attends. Our chalice lighting today is from Sharon Wiley. This solstice, in honor of ancient traditions that celebrate this time of longest night, we observe that the flaming chalice holds the elements from the four directions: earth, air, fire, and water. The lamp, oil, or candle for earth, the air that feeds the flame, the fire we light. I hope we light. And the chalice itself, a cup, the symbol of water. We light our chalice and reflect on the light we need to guide us through the hard times, the light of our shared faith, the light of loving community, the light of love, joy, and hope.
Well, our opening carol is, of course, the only one we could sing. Deck the Hall. Enjoy.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes, la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, la 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 la.
Please join me in our unison affirmation. We gather, aspiring to be a thriving, caring, and welcoming community that supports each person's spiritual journey, embraces diversity, challenges us to live responsibly, and is a catalyst for a just and compassionate world.
One of the ways that we are a catalyst for a just and compassionate world is by sharing our offering once a month with a different cause or organization in the community. This month, we're sharing with Black Women of Chester County in Action. Some of you remember Cheryl Miles, the organization's co founder, who spoke to our congregation back in October. I'm very, very pleased to welcome Cheryl back to our congregation. Pleased that she's taken time out from her regular Sunday service to briefly tell us more about what this very important new organization is doing. Welcome, Cheryl.
Good morning. I bring you season greetings from Black Women of Chester County in Action. It is an honor to be the recipient of the Unitarian Church of Westchester's Share the Plea. BWCCA is a nonprofit community organization whose mission is to positively impact the economic well-being and health of Black women and girls of Chester County. It is our goal to promote and to support the resources that effectively meet the needs of Chester County's Black women and girls, advocate and challenge those social, environmental, and institutional systems that do harm, and to creative look with the community ways to develop to fill the gaps to meet their needs in a holistic, culturally sensitive, strength-based way. Over the past 2 years, we have focused on the caring for the leader within, encouraging Black women to take responsibilities for their health and identifying resources in the communities to support their efforts. We're expanding our focus over the next 3 years to include increasing the participation of Black and Brown women in the political process through voting, supporting the election process, and running for elected office. We also are increasing the community's awareness of racial trauma, its impact on the community, and the ways to improve resiliency, as well as promoting Black economic health through debt reduction, and entrepreneurship and philanthropy. Our mission, our goals could not be achieved without this financial support and the allyship from caring people and congregations like yours. We look forward to year 2021. We pray that it'll be a year of healing, strengthening, and growing as a community. We believe that when we do better, you do better. As a result, our community does better. Our prayer for you in 2021 is that you be filled with the abundance of love, peace, joy, and hope, and that you will share your overflow with others. Again, thank you for your generous donation and support. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Thank you.
Well, our congregation has a great big banner that says Black Lives Matter. Today we have an opportunity to show in one way that we mean what we say when we say that Black Lives Matter. This is a justice-loving congregation, and I know you will be generous. You can give on the web. You can give by PayPal. If you have PayPal on your phone, you just hold your phone's camera up to the QR code that's going to come onto the screen. It'll take you there. Or you can send a check marked for the Share the Plate. So I thank Cheryl Miles for coming today and for her leadership, and I thank you for your generosity. We will now receive our morning offering.
Good morning. It is so good to see you today. There are so many special winter holidays, and in today's service we are celebrating the winter solstice. The word solstice comes from sol, S-O-L, meaning sun, and stis, which means to stand still, which means the sun stands still. Winter solstice is the day when we have the shortest amount of sunlight. It is the shortest day, or longest night, of the year. The sun is so important to us as we need it for growing things and keeping things alive, being able to see, warmth, and so much more. After the winter solstice, you will notice the daylight starts getting longer again. We celebrate the return of the light because light is so important to us. All over the world, in many different cultures, there are stories about why the sun disappears at this time of year and how it comes back. One story from Celtic mythology is about two brothers, the Holly King and the Oak King. They battle twice a year, once at midsummer and once at midwinter, to see who will rule over the next half of the year. At midsummer, the Holly King is victorious. He rules until midwinter or Yule. Then, at midwinter, they battle again, and the Oak King wins. So the Oak King rules over the latter half of the year, and the Holly King over the darker half. They battle over and over again. The cycle is endless. This is called the Wheel of the Year. The word Yule comes from the Norse word Yule, spelled J-U-L, which means wheel. Many traditions that we associate with Christmas come from pagan celebrations of Yule. Feasting, rejoicing with family and friends, and exchanging gifts. Bringing evergreens indoors, our Christmas trees, and wreaths that are hanging outside our homes also represent the endless cycle, the wheel of the year. Christians celebrate the birth of a Savior who brought light to the world, and in the pagan tradition, it is the rebirth of the sun that is celebrated.
Well, there are many different versions of these old stories. Sometimes the summer god is the oak, sometimes the summer god is the ivy, which, like the oak tree, dies back in the winter. I wonder if you've ever heard the Christmas song about the holly and the ivy. And on the surface, it's all about Mary and Jesus and says some very, very Christian things. But it also talks about the rising of the sun, the running of the deer, and it talks about a contest between the holly and the ivy, the summer and the winter gods. It's the same story Cassie just told. Now, in this version, it's the holly tree, the winter god, that rules at Yuletide, and the summer god has to wait a little while longer. So we're going to sing that song now. The tune is a little different than some of you might have heard before. This is an old English carol tune. It's dance music. I think it sounds best with an accordion. Unfortunately, the only accordion that I have is this thing. But through the Solstice magic, we get to hear Miriam Davidson's fine accordion playing as we sing the holly and the ivy together.
Oh, the holly and the ivy, now they are both full grown. Of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly tree bears the crown. Oh, the rising of the sun, the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir. Oh, the holly tree bears a blossom as white as any milk, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ, all wrapped up in silk. Oh, the rising of the sun, the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir. Oh, the holly tree bears a berry as red as any blood, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ to do poor sinners good. Oh, the rising of the sun, the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir. Oh, the holly tree bears a bark as bitter as any gall, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ to do redeem us all. Oh, the rising of the sun, the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir. Oh, the holly tree bears a prickle as sharp as any thorn, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ on Christmas Day in the morn. Oh, the
rising of the sun, the running of the deep, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir. Oh, the holly and the ivy, now they are both full grown. Of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly tree bears the crown. Oh, the rising of the sun, the running of the deep, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir. Oh, the rising of the sun, the running of the deep, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir. We wanted to share with you this morning a traditional ritual for celebrating Yule, which is the burning of a Yule log. It is said that it is important where you get your Yule log. Instead of buying one, it's better to find one yourself or to have one given to you. This beautiful ash log was given to our congregation last year by Dexter Chisholm, who found the log and thought it would be perfect for this purpose.
Sometimes Yule logs are decorated and burned in a fireplace. The Yule log that we're using today is made to be used without a fireplace. It has 3 candles on it: a white candle to represent the Oak King, a red candle to represent the Holly King, and a green candle to represent the goddess and Mother Nature. Let's light the candles. There is a traditional prayer that we can say together while the log burns. I will say each line, and if you'd like, you can repeat. May the log burn. May the wheel turn. May the evil spurn. May the sun return. The winter solstice is a time to look forward and to celebrate hope and new beginnings. I wish you joy and peace this holiday season and in the new year.
Of all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and of all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. For all I've done for want of wit, to my memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night, and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I've had, they're sorry for my going away. And of all the sweethearts that e'er I've had, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But as it falls unto my lot that I must go and you should not, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night, and joy be with you all. A man may drink and not be drunk. A man may fight and not be slain. A man may court a pretty girl and perhaps be welcomed home again. But since it has so ordered me, a time to rise and a time to fall, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night, and joy be with you all. Good night, and joy be with you all.
All hail to the days that merit more praise than all of the rest of the year, and welcome the nights that double delights as well for the poor as the peer. Good fortune attend each merry man's friend that doth but the best that he may, forgetting old wrongs with carols and songs to drive the cold winter away. 'Tis ill for a mind to anger inclined to think of small injuries now. If wrath be to seek, do not lend her your cheek, nor let her inhabit thy brow. Cross out of thy books malevolent looks, both beauty and youth's decay, and wholly consort with mirth and sport to drive the cold winter away. This time of the year is spent in good cheer, and neighbors together do meet, to sit by the fire with friendly desire, each other in love to greet. Old grudges forgot are put in the pot, all sorrows aside they lay. The old and the young doth carol this song to drive the cold winter away. When Christmas's tide comes in, like a bride with holly and ivy clad, 12 days in the year, much mirth and good cheer in every household is had. The country guise is then to devise some gambols of Christmas play, whereat the young men do the best they can to drive the cold winter away. This reading is from David Breeden. The solstices teach us that darkness comes, that darkness goes. The solstices teach us that light comes, that light goes. The solstices teach us calmly, silently, to be calm, silent, learning. The solstices teach us as we circle the sun that everything flies. The solstices teach us to remember the dark, to remember the light, to remember time, the seasons, and love as we circle the sun. I invite you now to sing one of my favorite songs in our hymnal, Dark of Winter.
Darkness soothe my weary eyes, that I may see more clearly. When my heart with sorrow cries, comfort and caress me, and then my soul may hear a voice, a still small voice of love eternal. Darkness, when my fears arise, let your peace flow through me.
Now the days grow a little longer, a little shorter each night. Touch the flame to another candle in this season of light. Lights in every window on our houses and trees will push away the darkness for a new year of peace. Push away the darkness. Darkness is part of winter, and without it, we wouldn't have the winter. We wouldn't have this time of year. Without the dark, we'd never get to experience the bare branches, the quietness of a gently falling snow. And I say that, I look outside and I see the snow, and I know there's a possibility we might get more. And I love that. I love the magic that is all around right now. I love the winter. But the darkness traditionally is also a time of fear. In old days, this was the season of hardship and of deprivation. You had to store up your food for the winter, hope that it would last all season, and make plans so that that could happen. We're stuck inside a lot in the winter, and this year it's more true than it has ever been, at least for most of us. So even though I am celebrating the darkness, this year I'm not afraid to say it. I'm celebrating the sun's return. This winter, I'm looking forward to a year that I believe will be better and more hopeful than the one we just had. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in person, not just on Zoom and surrounded by a little box. And maybe, if we're very, very lucky, by the end of 2021, we might actually get to shake hands and hug each other. Wouldn't that be a ray of light? So yes, this solstice has extra meaning for me in a year that has felt like winter never completely ended. It's lasted through many seasons. And yes, if you feel a Game of Thrones vibe to this whole thing, you're not completely wrong. But like every solstice, even though the light after tomorrow will begin to return, it'll be tough going for a little while longer. We're going to have to endure some cold, some hardship, the deepest winter. And you're right, I'm not just talking about the weather. We need each other during these kinds of times, even if we can't be together in person the way we want to. I think the reason that there are so many of these kinds of festivities around the solstice is to remind ourselves that we do need each other. We can keep reaching out. Even if we're not seeing each other in person, we can keep checking in on people we haven't heard from, people who need checking in on. We can keep giving to each other. We can find creative ways to send our love. And we can light a candle in the darkness, holding the flame until spring returns. This winter, I'm lighting a flame of enduring and returning light for me, for you, for us all. May all our lights shine brightly.
Light a candle, sing a song, say that the shadows shall not cross. Make an oblation out of all you've lost in the longest night. Gather friends and cast your hopes into the fire as it snows, and stare at God through the dark windows of the longest night of the year. A night that seems like a lifetime if you're waiting for the sun. So why not sing to the nighttime and the burning stars up above? Come with drums, bells and horns, or come in silence, come forlorn, or come like a miner to the door of the longest night. For deep in the stillness, deep in the cold, deep in the darkness, a miner knows that there is a diamond in the soul of the longest night of the year. A night that seems like a lifetime if you're waiting for the sun. So why not sing to the nighttime and the burning stars up above? Maybe peace hides in the storm. Maybe winter's heart is warm, and maybe light itself is born in the longest night, in the longest night of the year.
In our congregation, we share our joys and sorrows, the milestones of our lives. As we move into that part of the service, I invite you to sing Winds Be Still.
Winds be still, storm clouds pass and silence come, peace grace this time with harmony. Fly, bird of hope, and shine, light of love, and in calm let all find tranquility.
Good morning. My name is Diane Cole, and I'm a member of the pastoral care team and the contact person for the month of December. I have 4 cards of sharing to read to you today. First, a card of sorrow for a cat that died suddenly Thursday. He was only 7, very fit and active. He had boundless enthusiasm for sitting on laps and going on missions outside. We are especially sad because we did not get to say goodbye to him. Rest peacefully, big guy. Another card of sorrow for a member's brother-in-law who is losing his ability to walk. And a card of sorrow for a member's sister's niece who seems to be losing her battle with cancer. And lastly, for a member's other mother who passed quietly in her sleep Saturday morning. The member states she died because she was just exhausted with living. She was a survivor who defied breast cancer, continuing to smoke profusely for over 25 years after being pronounced cured. She had a deep, rolling voice with which she commanded her family, including me, for many years. She marched to her own drummer, and there was little that seemed to stop her enjoyment of life and the people she loved until a few short years ago. She was blessed with a rich faith that she shared openly while gradually learning to respect others' faith choices, including mine. You can imagine my great sorrow. You can imagine my great delight at her willingness to discuss bits of theology and where our faiths intersect. She was always surprising me with questions as I grew to adulthood and helped me to recognize that the stories I believed about people were often nothing more than that, just stories. I've learned so much from her. I will miss her at this time of year because it was at her home and not my own, where we often spent Christmas Eve, sharing with family, friends, food, drink, guitars, and singing for hours, often past midnight. I sense now that she is with my adopted dad, and I imagine her enjoying listening to guitar music, cooking, playing bridge, and driving around the state of Maine, the place that she loved most. My life is all richer for her having been such a big part of it. Thank you so much, Mom. I hope you are having a grand time. The candle was lit for these sorrows and all unspoken joys, sorrows, and concerns. Thank you.
Please sing the last verse of Winds Be Still.
Light shine in, illuminate our inward view, help us to see with clarity. Shine bright and true, so we may join our songs in new sounds that become full symphony.
Here in the dark of the year, let us be together in the community of quietness. In the darkness, all is uncertain. In the darkness, we sometimes struggle to see our way forward. But in the darkness, there is also love and warmth and the comfort of home. Let us be in the dark together, knowing that none of us is alone, finding our way when we're lost, offering our comfort when it is needed, enjoying the peace of winter when winter's peace is here. Let us be in the darkness, and let us rejoice in the coming of light, symbol of hope rising, the sun's returning, the emergence of a new way forward. We celebrate the darkness. We celebrate the light. We celebrate this day and this season. Amen, and blessed be. One of the themes that comes up again and again in this season is peace. I think peace can mean many things. It's more than the absence of war. It's the presence of a just and loving and compassionate community and society. So when we sing for peace, we're singing for a new year that will be just and healing for all of the people of the earth. Jean Ritchie wrote this round, adapting words from the Bible, and we'll sing it together. What a goodly thing if the children of the earth could dwell together in peace. What a goodly thing if the children of the earth could dwell together in peace.
What a goodly thing if the children of the earth could dwell together in peace.
What a goodly thing if the children of the earth could dwell together in Oh, the winds down in December blow chilly and cold, but the first days of the season with warmth do unfold. And though the winter days before us number 80, may this joy stay to sustain us until it's springtime again. Go in peace.